Hello, welcome to another video. Apologies for the delay, my computer has been in the repair shop for the last 4 or 5 days. It's a loud fan, but we're back now. Welcome everyone, thanks for all your support on the first two videos, and let's continue in this exciting life of how to run a KVK2, potentially, or how not to. So the first thing we've done is change to pink. Now, I'll be honest, that wasn't particularly intentional, and it looks like various shades of vomit. I mean, I like pink, don't get me wrong, but this looks vile. So anyway, that's how we look at the moment. Disgusting. Everyone else is beautiful orange. What a lovely orange. What a lovely purple, green, red. Oh, it's all beautiful. Yellow is the blue. Different shades of blue. And then there's us, the pink guys. But hey ho, c'est la vie. So where are we in relation to the last few days? We're about 5 days down the line. Like I said, I haven't done my laptop, so I haven't been able to do a video, but hopefully we haven't lost too much. As you can see, we had some protracted fighting down here with our enemies. So we blocked them in, they built a fort, actually we didn't build a fort, we should have built a fort, we're going to build a fort here. But there was protracted fighting for a few days, they've somewhat stopped now, so it's a shame I couldn't make a video with the fighting on. Also, there's classical music in the background because this is a cultured channel. And because my good friend Imperator mentioned we needed some music, so we have some music. So we have some good fighting here, which is enjoyable. I actually didn't get crushed by SOC players this time, mainly because they weren't there, otherwise I would have. And now we're very much waiting for Pass 5 to open. The ruins open more, well, this one will be contested for sure, but they open somewhat soon. So this is the stance of KVK so far. We're doing rather well in terms of where we're doing in honour. Let's have a quick look. Let's always click the wrong one every time. 88,000. How has he got 100,000? That's ridiculous. Anyway, we're number 4 in Alliance at the moment, which is, we need to get that up. And in terms of Kingdom, we're still number 1, but the gap is closing. It was about 400,000 last time I looked. So we're by no means guaranteed to stay there. The gap for the Kingdom rewards for number 1 is it's okay, but the ones you want are Alliance. Number 1 Alliance, 20 gold heads, this bizarre thing. So that's the one we're really trying to push for. So we're trying to make our main Alliance get all of the, well, every structure, every thing like that for the maximum number of honor points, and of course reward all the fighters in our kingdom by inviting them to our main Alliance. Excuse me. So aside from that, what have we been up to? Not a fat lot, to be honest. It's been a bit of downtime since the last few videos. My stock of gold heads is depleted on Saladin. I'm very glad I did Saladin. I know he won't be much use in the very long term, but Haveri Mehmed's always good. Having him in KVK2 made me feel like I wasn't just useless, because Minamoto is not a good primary commander in KVK2. So the big things in our kingdom, as you can see down here, if you're looking, we now have a 4 alliance structure instead of a 5 alliance. These guys, D31U, have all gone into D31X, which is going to make it easier for us long term, because we don't have, you can't have 5 alliances in the Lost Temple Zone 3 area, because it's impractical. So this will help us long term, and of course we have a big shell for migrants to come to. If you're playing on a same season kingdom, do feel free to come to 31. We're always on the lookout for good same season players. Our best same season players are probably myself and Nanaki, who is ridiculously strong and powerful. So there's a lot of we've got about 7 same season tier 5, but it doesn't, when you're playing against cross season tier 5 with all their commanders, all their equipment, it's just a very different thing. I'll tell you what I'll do. We're playing the AOO tomorrow, I think. Well, I'm actually playing paintball tomorrow, so I might miss it. 8 o'clock tomorrow. No, I'll be able to play that. Well, I won't be here, so I can't stream that. But next time we do that, I'll stream it, and I'll try and start streaming some fighting. Again, the laptop being away is something on that. We've just done the Silk Road thing, so that's just a quick overlook of how the account and the world of Kingdom versus Kingdom is going. We are prepared to go into Dimbroko. Our allies 19 are prepared to go into Kalsha. We're also going to go into Akori with our allies allies 17, and the plan is to rescue our trapped allies 29 here. They are surrounded by enemies. We're in the most pleasant position. We're surrounded by allies, so we want to leverage our strength and go and help them. So that's the long-term plan. It looks like 28KS is planning a fortress here. There are enemies, so that's quite interesting in terms of how we plan to deal with that, because of course we will go from this side here. We'll probably give this pass to 17, but we will go over the mountain or something like that and find a way into the Akuri that way and build a fort, and we'll see what happens. We'll probably use some forts to block them. Anyway, that's where we are in KVK. The next milestone is the where is it? I always click on the wrong things. That one is the power struggle. So we want to get the top 20 alliances. Well, ideally we want a lot higher than that. I think we're in 5th at the moment. Oh yeah, we just don't have the power in the kingdom to get to. We can probably push for 4th, but realistically we're going to finish. We'll finish 4th or 5th here. We haven't got enough to go to 3rd. We have a very strong base of players insofar as we have a lot of 20, 30 million players, but we don't have as many tier 5s as those accounts. So there we go, that's how we're doing today. And the one thing I wanted to show people today, because of course not many people hold the title of king, which is fine. I promise you, I find it hard not to swear. It's a bucket load of work. There we go, that's not a swear word. It's a lot of work. What are the messages today? Not too insane, but still a lot on them. And I try and respond to all of them because I'm a nice guy. So one of the things you have to do as king is this little thing here. As I slowly take us over yonder, you have to pay for kingdom buffs. Kingdom buffs and tax as and when. So kingdom buffs are not free, unfortunately. So before we go into that, with the Lost Temple is going to be contested in 6 hours. Luckily we're a very friendly kingdom where everyone's together. What we're planning on doing is sharing the king title so that our second alliance, D31M, get this when it's their turn to fight, which will be the 11th of June, so in a week or two. So next time they'll take it, I'll probably hold it for now, but honestly, I'm a bit burnt out from all this king shit. I've got real life to do with it. I swore, can't help it. So that's what we'll do. I'll probably keep it for 1 more week, and then I'll let them have it and take some time off. Anyway, buffs. Here we go. 5 buffs. So if you're asking the king to put a buff, this is what he's faced with, and this is how much they cost. Favourable weather costs 1,500 gems. I've never seen it used. Gives people more production. Useless. Healing first, probably the most useful one. Healing speed 30% for 8 hours, 2,000 gems. Mobilise for war, 2,500 gems. Training speed 4 hours. They're probably about the same in usefulness. Building's kind of useless to most people now, but obviously it's still good for people building up. That's 1,200, so I'm very happy to pay that. And the Industrial Revolution, the research speed for 4 hours, helping people push tier 5, is 1,800 gems. And once you activate the one, there's a 20-hour cooldown. So if I activate one today, which I will probably do when I work out which one we want, I can't do one until tomorrow. Well, it doesn't matter because you don't know the time now, but for 20 hours. What else you can do as a king is you can use the tax option, which again has a 20-hour cooldown, but gives you the ability to speed up everyone's gathering for 30%, and as a reward you get 1% of all resources gathered to a limit of 12 million. It's usually 12 million food, 12 million wood, 8 million stone, and about 3 million gold. So is it worth it? Well, when I do it with my bank account, my secondary account, which acts as the kingdom bank, with the intention that I give all the gold and the stuff we use to the T5 players who are out of resources. So it's good in that sense. It's probably good as well to the odd player who's looking for some gems, looking for some gold, well, maybe not gold, but looking for resources for gems, although it's not that great a deal. The best thing about it, of course, is the 30% gathering bonus, so I should probably use that a little more often. The skills. Let's go back to my kingdom. Now, the most useful skill by an absolute mile, and the only one I've ever really used, is Imprison. So I can't imprison anyone in my alliance. Let's pick someone else for an example. My good friend Dragon. I could pay 3,000 gems to imprison him. And what that does, it basically, well, it doesn't basically, exactly stops him teleporting for 10 minutes. So what you want to do, if you're using it on people from your own kingdom, like we have a couple of knobheads in our kingdom, there's no big deal. They're just attention seekers more than anything else. So I'm not too fussed about that, so I don't really do anything there. But in other kingdoms, when people teleport over, or usually random teleport into your territory, in zone 5, for instance, and start fighting us, we used it here. So someone from our enemy's A team will teleport over here. They'll start fighting us, and then it's beautiful when they've got a lot of resources to just make sure they've got their war frenzy on, so they can't peace shield. Imprison them. It costs 3,000 gems, which is steep, so I try and do it with my farm accounts, but it means they can't put up a peace shield and they can't teleport. So the idea, as I'm sure more experienced players are, is that's the way to zero someone. You want to try and get the rally launched as soon as possible, because they've got 10 minutes before they can teleport, and then you want to swarm them at the same time. You take a lot of deads, but they can't do anything. They just sit there hoping for the best. Well, you have a 10-minute window to destroy them. So that's the most useful king ability. Apart from that, tax and all the other ones, they cost gems, they have a cooldown, but that's the price you pay for being the king. Now, something else I wanted to touch on here. Again, we haven't got much fighting or anything, because it's a low period. But what is worth looking at is this Holy Knight's Treasure, the egg event, as everyone calls it, which is great. Now, what you want to do at this stage of KVK2 is get the Concealed Dagger. The Concealed Dagger is an excellent accessory. It's much better than all the other ones available. The War Drums are quite good. If you're going for weapons, then the Dragon Breath Bow is probably, well, it's the best one out of these by a mile. And if you're going for an archer build, you definitely want this at that point. But if you're not going for an archer build, and also let me point out, it takes a lot of resources to get this. If you're not going for an archer build and haven't got a lot of materials ready to get, you want the Concealed Dagger. Now, the Concealed Dagger is excellent. Accessories are just very powerful. They just boost, they're little passive boosts, and I don't know, when you upgrade your legs, so you upgrade a blue leg equipment to a purple one, you get like a 3% bonus. But when you upgrade an accessory, you traditionally, I'll show you my commanders. Here we go, Saladin has no accessories on at the moment. So the benefit of going from this purple gladiator thing to a legendary thing is probably 3% health or something like that. Maybe it goes to defense. It's quite good, yes, but in terms of diminishing rewards, I've already got good equipment here. When I upgrade my accessory from nothing to something, it's huge. So I strongly recommend everyone doing this egg event to go and click Holy Knight's Treasure, click here, and then click here. It's Concealed Dagger. And if you've got gems like I have, it's a perfect time to open them, to use them. Yeah, sometimes you'll get shit like that, but you will pretty much, if you maybe not max it out, but if you spend enough, you will guarantee yourself the blueprint for this accessory, with some little things along the way as well. So I'll just open a few more of these while we're here. Yeah, these are pretty shit. I got the 5 blueprints earlier, which was great. Yeah, the materials chest is never bad. I don't want to go crazy because I want to save for the next Wheel of Fortune event, but we'll open one more. Let's rip 15,000 gems. There we go, that's what we wanted. 5 blueprints, and now we open this. And there should be 6 more, so I think we've got about... Let's have a look. Equipment. Open all my shitty chests. We have, how many? Only 11. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh yeah, okay, we've got 11 generic ones, and then we've got, where is it? Somewhere I've got the... Here we go, 12, so we're at 23 Concealed Daggers for now. And I really want, I am going to make sure I get the Concealed Dagger, and I'm going to make sure I build it. And that was what I would recommend everyone else to do as well. It's expensive. If we have a look at the equipment side of things, it's here. Concealed Daggers cost 40, 40, 40, and 50 million gold. So, you know, it's not cheap, but it's one of the best. Sorry, let me just click on one I actually own so I can see how many materials I have. 31 of those, 10 of them. I'm probably a long way away from the dagger, but it's still excellent and it's the best time to get it. Oh, I need to stop producing that. This is, yeah, now's the time to get the dagger, so please, please, please is my recommendation. Spend all your, if you've got a lot of gems like I do and you plan to get some more through the Bank of Greg, maybe just for me, not other people, then this is the time to spend, and, well, you probably don't need to get 100 because you will probably hit it along the way, but spend your gems until you get the accessory. That's pretty much all I wanted to touch on today. We'll be bringing some rune fighting soon. Ancient runes open, I believe they open within 2 or 3 days. Yeah. No, wait, it's just wrong, isn't it? Your troop defeated 3 stalkers. So they open in 14 hours, which means I'm not quite sure when they open because I think it's unknown. Someone cleverer than me will have worked it out. But for now, the ancient runes are just unopened with no sign as to when they're open. What is integral, by the way, when you're allied with other kingdoms is you have to be on good terms with the other guys. 17 and 29 legends, 19 too. We talk all the time, so we know that we're sharing these runes. Everyone's fine with it. Of course, you have some people who are like, we fought more than them, but you know, it's a game of strategy. It's a game of sharing as well. You can't just claim more rewards for yourself. You have to make sure your allies are taken care of. Otherwise, why would they ally with you? Why would they protect you if you're not protecting them? So, in terms of that, we're going to be sharing the runes and both fighting off 18 as and when they come to justifiably take the runes from us. The rest of the account is, yep, ticking over. We just done Silk Road. I believe we got 100% on everything. Yeah, we got 100% hell. I'll be honest, it was quite easy. It was a lot easier than I thought. So there's a nice few heads for everyone else in terms of where we are in golden heads. So we should go to 100. Oh, 137. It's more than I thought. But we're very low on the stars. I'm getting the Ethel. I've got maxed Ethelhead, and I'm getting her heads every day so I can use her to pump people up. We have a Martel, which is close. I have so many El Cid heads, and I'm thinking of going for him as well. But it's the stars that are the big stumbling block at the moment. I managed to drop down in Sunset Canyon today because I did all the fights without my armor on, which was somewhat weird, as I kept wondering, why am I losing? Why am I losing? Anyway. That's where we are now. 5 days have gone. 5 days will not go until the next video. As you can hear, there's no loud fan ruining things. I'll give you an update. Hopefully you can check in and see how we're doing in terms of KVK and how we're building the account, how we're building the kingdom, and how we're hopefully going to take over Dimbroker, get ourselves all into Kingsland and start a good 4v4 in there. The big issue for us has been that the vagaries of the map dictated 29 was bottom right and surrounded by enemy. So the big plan until Kingsland is free them so they can come and help us fight there. In terms of who takes the ziggurat, I don't know. I'm hoping we'll do a voting system and I'll vote for the kingdom which has impressed me the most and is the one I think has fought the most and been the most selfless throughout. Being selfless is an important thing for me. So there we are. I will see you shortly. Please feel free to ask questions, whether on the game, if you know me, if you're in 31 or if you've seen this and you fancy coming to 31. Or in the comment section. I'll happily address them. For now, I'll bid you farewell.